Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the More at One YouTube channel, and welcome to the first ever redemption episode of Bazou. Alright, so my goal for today is to complete the beginning playlist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's venture out into the great outdoors, shall we? You can see the project car, the Koenig. We have old truck, we have an ATV, and we have just the lovely Canadian surroundings. You can see here in the house, if you never played this game before, you have not much in the kitchen. We can make poutine here, but we don't have the fry basket yet. I'll explain how to get that later. If you guys didn't know or you've never played this before, you can only eat poutine and you can only drink maple syrup and coffee. Here's the computer. This is where you save the game, but you can also save the game on this console. So that means you can save the game pretty much anywhere you want, as long as the console is charged. Here is our to-do list. So here's the start. I want to complete all of this. Use the adjustable spanner to tighten a bolt, install the wheel on the driver's side, install the intake back on the engine, tighten all of the lug bolts on the wheels, buy a tire pump at Kali Gas in town, talk to your brother Francis, and then sell firewood to Francis. Okay, so here we are out of the car. You can see it's on jack stands. You see my suspension is looking a little bit crusty there, as well as the brakes. We can buy new brakes, but that's not the priority for the moment. The interior of the car is actually reasonably nice. We have an automatic transmission, unfortunately, so that's not super cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and pop the hood here. So I think it's 5 lug nuts for that, and I don't remember how many it is for the intake, so let's just take the intake and put it on. Got a spanner here. When you build the garage, you do get an air compressor with an impact gun, but we do not have that at the moment. And I do not exactly remember how many 12mm bolts we need, so let's just keep putting them in, I guess. Alright, here we go. Screwing it in. So, there's this funny to-do list thing, and your character goes, yeah! Whenever you complete the objective. Let's see here. I thought I had one more. Yep, there we go. Alright. I don't think the intake is on yet. I don't know. Okay, there's one more bolt right there. Let's go ahead and get another. This is actually an easier way to do it. Just kind of load up the spanner, and then there we go. So these right here are the bolts for the wheels. So I'm just going to take all the bolts out here. And I already don't know where I put my spanner. We will have to find that. You can buy new spanners in town, so it's not a huge deal. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to get all these bolts right here, and we'll screw in the wheel and tire. All right, here we are. So, I think that is all of them. Let's just screw this in. There's a lot more of this game I have not explained yet. I will explain that later, but I don't think I should really have like a 30-minute talking period about everything you can do in the game in the first episode. So one thing we will have to do after we get this in is we are going to need to go around and torque all of these, because as you can see, that one's only 80% in, that one's 95%. This car is kind of a death trap. It's rusty, it's dented. It's not too nice. Anyway, we've now got that torqued, so this car's actually ready to come down from the jack stands. Let's do that real quick. I think it's time to start up. Now, of course, we still have to pump up the tires, so we can't drive it yet. But if we get in here, hell yeah! I mean, she runs. That's a start. Let's shift down into drive. Oh, maybe not. Oh, parking brake. Yep, there we go. Oh, no, shit. There we go. I had to remember the shift keybind there for a minute. Alright, well, anyway, car is running. It drives. But let's go ahead and hop in old truck here and drive into town. Alright, so before we do that, there's a few things I want to actually gather. The first is the gas can. Should be in here. Yep, it is right there. Okay, anything else we need? I don't need food. I just drank some maple syrup inside. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of this. I guess we are set to go into town. Actually, one more thing before I do that. So as you guys know, or maybe remember, it says sell firewood to Francis. So, obviously we got a nice chainsaw here. The chainsaw doesn't need gas. I hope he adds that in the future. because that would be a little more realistic. So back here we got this log splitter. This does have some gas in it. And we got a ton of trees back here. I'm just going to cut down like 3 birch trees and just load up some firewood here. It's not a bad way of making money, but, you know, maple syrup is a better way of making money. And there's also another method of making money that I don't know how much of it I'll show on YouTube, but I'll explain that in a future episode. Okay, so once we got the trees cut down, you just use the chainsaw one more time, and they all get cut up in even bits. Maybe they should change that, have it be more like Farming Simulator 19, but I don't know. I'm okay with this. It's easy. So we can now chop all those down. And another thing to mention is you can take cuttings from trees with the pruning loppers and replant them. So that's kind of cool. Alright, this old beautiful log splitter. What do we got? Looks like a Honda. Well, I'm just going to assume it's a Honda. Starter handle fired right up. Make sure to have the kill switch on because it is not by default. So basically what you do now is you just take your log and you just place it right in there and it splits it. So just gonna make a little pile there, and then we'll bring the truck around and load all this up. Alright, well, as you can tell by the lack of logs on the ground and the huge mess at the log splitter, I have chopped all the logs. So let's go ahead and turn this thing off and move the truck over there. Back her up, and I'm gonna go ahead and load in all those pieces of firewood, and we're gonna go ahead and stop by Francis's house on the way to town because he lives on the same road I do. Well, this is going to be quite a lot of work. Oh, jeez. Load it all up. Okay, well, it's all loaded up. And, by the way, one thing that I'm just going to mention. There is no physics lock. So, yeah, got to be careful not to fly off a cliff because all this stuff is going to go everywhere. Okay, so it's actually the next day. Being kind of an idiot, I completely forgot to check the time. And I ended up going over to Francis's house at 18 o'clock. So, yeah, that's stupid. So I had to drive the truck back, but it is now 6 o'clock, and now I have a little bit of time to kill. Well, I will just have to wait till it is 8 o'clock so we can go over to Francis's house and we can go into town. Alright, well, I've decided it is late enough to go over to Francis's house anyway. In fact, we can actually sell the firewood. Now, one trick is you don't have to load every single piece onto that green marker. You can just drive over it, and it will work. As you can see, I just made 270 bucks, so that's pretty decent. I'm happy with that. The truck is happy because its suspension isn't being tortured. And now at 8 o'clock, Francis should appear on this chair. So I'll just sit here and wait for him. There we go. What's up, Francis?
Hey, bien content de te voir, petit frère.
Yes, he does actually have a voice actor. What's up, dude? Alright, I already sold the firewood. Also, his head kind of follows you around wherever you go. It's a little bit weird. And by the way, don't spit on him because, yeah, he gets mad. I don't even remember what the keybind is for it, but, yeah, don't do that. Well, anyway, let's hop back in our own, shittier looking truck, and, let's get into town. Alright, so here we are in town. So as you can see, that's a furniture store. That's actually where I can go buy the trailer. There's actually 2 of them. Oh, just hit the stop sign. And over here is the gas station. You guys remember I was here in my 100s of subscribers special. So let's go ahead and park the truck here. And let's go ahead and go inside and talk to some people. Alright, here we go. So we got Jacques and we have Normand.
Hey,
what's up, dude?
Hey, prends-toi donc une petite
I am actually needing it. Sure. So, we had to buy the tire pump. Where the hell is it? Right there. Perfect. Also brakes. We could put new brakes on the car. Also wheel bearing, ABS module. I know the ABS module is bad. I don't really have enough money for that. Could also buy rust repair kits, bolt pack. Definitely gonna buy this. This is a good thing to have. This lasts all game, as far as I know. We gotta make sure we got enough money for gas. I'm gonna leave it at that for the moment. Alright, here we are at the gas pump. So, Let's see, unscrew that. And by the way, one thing, you have to put super or premium gas in here. Your character will not let you put regular. Okay, so let's see. I want to buy all these rust repair kits. Unfortunately, you can only use these one time, but it'll make that car just look way better. And what color? See, it's an old BMW, so I'm thinking, I mean, we could keep it white. But I kind of like the idea of, you know what, let's paint it this color. I might get hate for this, but let's just see how this looks. So here's a new engine that you can buy. A lot of money, but brand new engine. But I'm probably going to buy the performance engine just to get as much power out of it as possible. And there's another guy that you can buy all the performance parts from. You can buy some here, but there's just a way better selection at another store. And we'll talk about that later. Alright, well, that is that. Let's go ahead and hop back in the truck. Now, I could fill up the truck with gas, but it would drain my account completely, which I don't feel like doing. And also, I got a half a tank. Not really worth it at the moment. Alright, well, now that I've gotten everything from the gas station, it is time to head back to the house. So as you can see here, we have a farm stand. If you work on the farm, help yourself. So we can buy a cheese curds pack. This is to make poutine. And we have potato seeds. So we need this to farm potatoes. So we can obviously make poutine. And we're coming up on our house. So let's go ahead and park the truck. So now, I guess, I will plant potatoes. Alright, so here's how you do this. You got 2 seeds. And if we go into the shed, there is a shovel. So let's go ahead and use this. And where are we going to have our potato farm? Let's start it out right here, shall we? So, there and there. Just leave the shovel there. And, there we go. Next, we need to take the watering can that is also in the shed. There we go. And dip that watering can in the water. And now we can just click on these, and they are watered. So now those should start growing in the next couple days. Anyway, I think that is going to be the end of this first redemption episode of Mon Bazou. Wasn't quite as good as it could be. I did babble on quite a lot, but again, there's just a lot of moving parts to this game. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.